We're so excited about this session, the millennials and the Gen Zs. I like to pretend, hopefully I look like I'm still a millennial. You guys can't tell the difference. I'm very excited to hear what you guys have been working on and putting into place. So to kick us off, we have a partner, Darren Hudson with Prime Lending is going to share with you guys about what's going on in Prime Lending really quickly. It's over to you, Darren.
I am donning my my red tie in salute in honor of all the wonderful women this morning from the Women's Council. I even, if you can see my shirt here, it says I'm one of the few good men in support of Women's Council. So we are here. I am Darren Houston, the local San Diego president for NAREB here, National Association of Real Estate Property Brokers. Proud to be a realtist in complete support with Shantae Patton and Denise Mathis from a regional standpoint. And so a proud partner. You know, here we are, Prime Lending. You see the Prime Lending banner there. My partners, we are a select few here, you know, in Prime Lending, but there are three key things I want to share with you all. But first I want to say from that prayer breakfast today that I declare, I decree, and I agree that I'm in alignment with NAREB. So, you know, we are off to a beautiful start this week. This has been a wonderful conference. And I have to say congratulations to all the people and members who put this together, because there's been some great information shared and some good networking. The three key points from Prime Lending is our commitment to bridge the gap of home ownership here in the African-American communities, the creation of products that we as an individual company have provided, as well as our partnership to NAREB and what we do as an individual company. And so I want to speak to the products and programs real quick, not long, but it's important because we've got a proprietary product called our Neighborhood Edge program, which allows for down payment and closing cost assistance paid for by Prime Lending. What's important to understand is it deals with non-traditional credit. It also deals with bonds and other down payment assistance programs. But I want to highlight, as we have a brief moment to share our PowerPoint partners here, I want to highlight some of the key individual realtists like myself who are within Prime Lending, who are holding it down, so to speak, and are your boots on the ground from a local level and a national level. I need to recognize Sharon Brown and Latanya Donaldson in our national office out of Dallas. They head up the multicultural division, and they really, they set the bar and help move the needle from a company standpoint. You have Lydia Smith in Memphis, Juan Lachey in Sacramento, myself here in San Diego. So we are the proud few within Prime Lending. But personally, what I want to share with you about these what we do in here in reference to Black home ownership matters, and what it means to be a realtist, and what it means to having access to funds and having access to credit and building home ownership and generational wealth. It's important from an individual standpoint, myself personally, is to help bridge that gap of access to credit. We all have the fight on the street, but there's a corporate fight as well, and a good fight to fight in reference to bringing in the right people in terms of personnel for underwriting to understand the nuances of these low to moderate or moderate income or difficult situations. Not everything is square and fits in the right box. So I have to, really respect and pay tribute to those members and teammates within Prime Lending, because it is a company and organization committed to the African-American and our partnership, African-American community, and our partnership with NAREB from a national and a local level. But it transmits from everyone within our organization about moving the needle and getting people into homes. So I want to say thank you for this opportunity. And for all of you, those on the borders, on the frontier, the Brown and our guests, you know, in Texas and in California, here next to the Mexican border. Buenos días a todos, espero estáis muy bien y necesito algo, estoy aquí para ti, para todo y feliz día. So everyone, have a wonderful day. We wish you all the best, continued success, continued happiness. And if you're coming to San Diego, please do reach out and say hello. If you need assistance, we're here to help.
Thank you so very much. We appreciate you, Darren, and we appreciate the partnership with Prime Lending. Thank you for sharing the information about those products, and a shout out to all of the Prime Lending Realtors members. We appreciate you and we appreciate what you do. Thank you so much for that presentation. And this today will end our Partner Power Pause. So back to you, Shantae.
Thank you. I would like to take the opportunity to introduce you to our fearless leader, that is the Millennial Committee Chairperson, Rob Pasker, to get us started with our event today.
Here we go. Thank you, Madam Shantae, and greetings, Realtors family. It is my honor to welcome you to the changing faces of Black real estate, millennials and Gen Zers influencing the real estate game. The faces of brokerages have changed over time, and we have brought to the table some of the top real estate broker owners and influencers across the country. These leaders are innovating the real estate industry and pushing it forward. And personally, I'm excited to hear what they have to say. But before we get to them, I'd like to take the pleasure to introduce our dynamic moderator, Mrs. Rashan Ali. With a passion for all things media and empowering young women, Rashan Ali is a formidable and revered personality within the sports and entertainment industries. She believes in doing media differently. While attending Florida A&M University as a broadcast journalism major, Rashan knew that she wanted to share her voice with the world and set out on a quest to make that happen. She became heavily involved in the entertainment scene in Atlanta, working for LaFace Records and as the personal assistant to the late Lisa Left Eye Lopez. Rashan entered a contest searching for new talent on Atlanta radio station Hot 107.9 FM and was handpicked from over 500 applicants to join popular radio personality Ryan Cameron on air. Her charisma and grace appealed to millions of listeners, which quickly propelled the program's rating into the #1 position during the 6 to 10 a.m. time slot. She then went on to become the host of the A-Team morning show on the same station. Rashan's journey in radio came full circle in 2010 when she reunited with Ryan Cameron for a year as the co-host of the Ryan Cameron Show on V103 FM, Atlanta's #1 urban formatted station. She later joined new hip hop station 94.5 as the host of the Streets Morning Grind in 2012. Rashan's unique perspective and passion for sports has resulted in sideline reporting for the Atlanta Hawks, the Southern Conference Sports Network, the Atlanta Football Classic for NBC Sports Network, college football and basketball for CBS Sports Network, and for the Chick-fil-A Bowl preview show, which aired on ESPN2 and ESPNU. She was also the social media correspondent for NBA TV's Game Time during the NBA playoffs and worked on the network show Fantasy Insider in the same capacity for 2 seasons. Ali hosted Atlanta and Company Afternoon on NBC, Under Armour Highlights of the Week on the NFHS Network, and HBCU Playback on Aspire TV. She freelanced for CNN and HLN's Bleacher Report and served as the co-host of Rise Up Weekly on Atlanta's CW69 for 4 seasons. Ali also freelanced as a sports anchor on NBA TV. She is the host of her own podcast, the Cool Soror Podcast, which explores the stories of women and men in Black Greek letter organizations. She has since expanded the brand, incorporating all cool people. Rashan formerly served as one of the 4 co-hosts on Sister Circle, a nationally syndicated talk show on TV1, which ran for 3 seasons. Ali remains involved in countless charities and organizations. She is an active member of the Pi Alpha Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and she serves on an international committee for the oldest Black Greek letter sorority. In 2006, she founded Sporty Girls Incorporated, a nonprofit organization that encourages personal growth through participation in non-traditional sports like golf, tennis, soccer, swimming, and lacrosse. Sporty Girls Incorporated has made an indelible impact on young female athletes through her Camp Elite, Sporty Track to Scholarship, Good Girls Sporty, and Sporty Clinics programs. Sporty Girls has served more than 1,500 girls throughout the metro Atlanta area. She serves on the board of the directors for Rising Media Stars, an organization that grooms young women to pursue careers in sports journalism. Ali is also the author of a delightful children's book entitled Piper Sky's Pink Popsicle Shoes. Ali enjoys spending time with her husband, Brian, and is the proud mother of 2 wonderful daughters, Bailey and Carter. For more information about Rashan Ali, please visit rashanali.com, sportygirlsincorporated.org, and coolsore.com. So, Realtors Nation, do me a favor. Put your hands together to bring in Mrs. Rashan Ali.
Thank you so much, Rob. I really appreciate that. I didn't know you were going to read the whole thing, but it's fine. I'm a little embarrassed.
We got to let them know. They got to know.
Thank you so much. I am honored to be here to serve as your moderator for this very thoughtful conversation. I have my notepad because I would like more information about how I can be certain that my daughters are the recipients of generational wealth. And I know much of that comes from real estate. So we have some brilliant people who we are going to hear from, and I'll introduce them to you by giving the first few sentences of their bio. But again, thank you so much, NAREB, for having me here. The Millennial Committee and Young Realtors, I am honored to serve as your moderator. Joining us today, we are, listen, I have read their bios and I'm like, I am in the midst of greatness. So, and so are you, ladies and gentlemen. First up on our panel is Atlanta real estate broker Kiana Watson. She is a graduate of Fayetteville State University, where she received her BA in marketing. Shortly after, she obtained her MBA. Her ability to successfully leverage her marketing and management expertise has been the key to her successful real estate career. She's devoted to serving the needs of real estate buyers and sellers throughout the metro Atlanta area. She is renowned among colleagues and clients alike for her integrity, loyalty, and professionalism. Kiana has been ranked in the top 2% top producing real estate professionals by the National Association of Realtors. And her bio goes on, and she will be telling you more about herself throughout this conversation. Kiana, welcome to the panel discussion. Thank you so much for being here today. How you doing, sis?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much, sis, for this gracious introduction.
Yes, baby, and you've been looking very good. You hear me? Yes, God, okay?
I was just trying to keep up with you, Sean, okay?
Kept up, okay? Kept up. Here we go. Next on our panel, we'd like to welcome Matthew Garland, also known as Matt, with 19 years in the mortgage industry and more than $1 billion funded in home loans. Matthew Garland has emerged as a top advisor and leader in the mortgage industry. After specializing in, as well as becoming equipped with a variety of mortgage programs and carefully crafting his own lane in the industry, Matt is dedicated to providing first-time home buyers, investors, or seasoned buyers and investors with quick and easy access to the mortgage process and behind the scenes with a touch of a social media app. So we'll find out more about that. Matthew, welcome to the panel today. How are you?
I am alive and blessed. Thank God it's Friday. Salute to everybody that's here on the panel with me. Thank you for that gracious introduction. And big shout out to the audience for tuning in and listening to us. And hopefully you guys get a lot of value from what we're going to discuss today.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here. Yes, 247 participants. This is fantastic. Next up, we have Denise Williams. She is one of the youngest real estate brokerage owners in the United States of this America, and now has the largest Black woman-owned brokerage in Atlanta. You better go, sis. She sold millions of dollars of real estate as an agent, but sales alone were not enough. She acquired her broker's license and went on to manage a real estate startup which under her leadership grew to 75 plus agents in its first year. Denise, often referred to as Denise the broker, get into it or don't do it, has personally trained 125 plus agents and has coordinated agent services at one of the largest real estate firms in the world. Now, as the founder of CE Owner Academy, she has mapped out a proven blueprint to show newly licensed brokers and experienced agents who desire to start their own teams how to dominate their markets and build breakout brokerages. You better do it. Welcome to the panel, Denise Williams. Hello there. How are you?
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Somebody said, how old was she when she started? Because you're looking that good. Come on now.
Yes, I actually was 27 when I became a broker and 30 when I started my own company.
Yes, this is fantastic and always inspirational from the top, okay? And our last panelist I'm so happy to have with us is Justin Giles. He's the founder of the hedge fund GHI Capital. He's also the principal broker and founder of Real Estate Gurus. After graduating early from Cornell University with a BA in economics, he started his own real estate business, buying and renovating single-family homes. From his experience working on Wall Street, paired with firsthand life experience in real estate investing, Mr. Giles has developed a lucrative business strategy that works in good and bad markets. And the way he came onto the Zoom when we all checked in early, he's very confident about what he does. Understand me? And he's going to tell you how he gets it done. Thank you so much for joining us, Justin. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I'm just looking forward to sharing information so we can help each other, help everybody out so we can all win for 2021.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of which, we're going to let you kick things off. How are you winning in the real estate game for 2021? You came on with a big smile, talking about some major deals that you have impending. How have you been able to navigate coming off of the pandemic? And now, as we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel per se, how are you, what's your forecast for 2021?
Right. So the pandemic, as far as coming off or coming on, I guess for me, I got into the business around 2006. So I've been, I'm 36. I've been in the business since 21. And around 06, the market was similar to how it is now. It was actually a booming market. The inventory, just everybody was doing great in real estate. But when 2008 came, and I was, of course, there for 2008 when stuff went down, similar to COVID, a lot of people got out the market. And then what's interesting is that you have a lot of people that really want to get into real estate and become agents when the market's good. When the market's bad, people don't understand that that's the best time to get in. And this is the best time for everybody to truly build wealth. So back to your question, as far as how I've been doing when COVID started, I was actually, pretty excited because of the fact that, people were scared. And it's very interesting. Even when I do seminars, I ask people, hey, when's the best time to buy? And people always say when prices are low. But what's interesting is that when prices are low because of pandemics, people are scared to buy because they say the real estate market is bad. I want to get in the market what's good. And that doesn't necessarily make sense to when you ask people that initial question, like, hey, when do you want to get into the real estate market? I want to buy low, sell high. So with the pandemic, I actually made, like I had a very good year last year because I used a lot of different strategies to pick up deals. But also because of the pandemic, banks aren't able to foreclose because of government policy. And as a result, prices are artificially high. And because prices are artificially high due to the fact of low inventory, because banks can't foreclose and flood the markets with homes, I'm able to sell houses for like 30,000 over asking for one deal I did for my mom, 10,000 over asking for a deal I sold Friday. So it's just, as long as you know how to find the deals, and I won't be so long-winded, you can really win. And that's in any market, and then we'll tag into that.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for sharing. Kiana, talk to us a little bit about, I want to go back to the beginning, for those of us who are new to finding out about real estate and kind of the journey there. Why did you tap into this industry? What was so attractive to you about tapping into this industry? And obviously you've been able to do exceptionally well from the beginning, So tell us a little bit about your journey.
I would say my journey is very unique to me, but for the most part, I moved to Atlanta in 2006. And I came here alone, no friends, no family. And I started to meet people that I deemed to be successful, or at least they had the look of success. And it was a lot of women, Black women that looked like me. And I asked them what they did, and they said they did real estate. So I initially was like, you know what? I want to join this because I had my degree. They had me doing a job, which was officially I was a marketing and sales was a marketing and sales like admin, but I was sitting in a cubicle all day. I was like, it has to be more to life for this. And I went and got my real estate license. I joined a small Black owned boutique brokerage. And it was just one of those things where I was enamored by the industry, I love being in a sales position. I love unlimitless income potential, but I also love people. And this is one of those industries where you get to meet so many wonderful people and build relationships. And that was what attracted me to it.
Right. It could be daunting for so many people because they don't know how to take that first step. Matthew, can you speak to that? Like taking that first step and really just putting yourself out there to really know that what you're doing is going to make a difference, not only for you now currently, but what you're trying to build for your legacy.
I mean, taking the first step is very important. I think people overanalyze and they get into this analysis paralysis. And look, I'm a Virgo, right? So shout out to all my Virgos out there. I'm an emotional creature, right? I wear my emotions on my sleeve. So sometimes I find myself overanalyzing myself, but then I got to snap out of it, right? And just go with my gut. And if you have the foundation, if you have your foundation set up properly, meaning with education, you got the knowledge, you know how, to navigate through whatever situation you're going through, you're going to be fine. You just got to trust your gut. And I think what most people, they don't trust themselves. And they find themselves in that analysis paralysis. So I would just say for anybody out there, just go, right? Just go out there and just hustle and do what you have to do. And don't overthink it, right? Because that's when you find yourself and put yourself back, right? If you just keep overthinking. So for me, I just try to trust my gut.
Yeah. And I think that pretty much is the foundation for each of our panelists and those of you who are in this industry. Denise, we heard Matt say, just go. What does just go look like for you in this space? I mean, if I literally just read the first 4 sentences of your bio and you have done some incredible work, but I think the impetus of what you've done has really been able to reach out to other people, and knowing that is probably how you continue to be successful because you are not holding the knowledge to yourself. Can you speak to what just go means to you and why it's so important for you to make sure that you're helping someone else along the way?
Absolutely. And that's a great question because in this space, being a Black woman in real estate, which once was a male dominated industry, it's a really big, deal. You know what I mean? And so what inspires me is like getting all the text messages and the DMs and the phone calls from other women who tell me all the time, like, you inspire me, you inspire me. So sometimes when I took this leap as far as opening my own brokerage, and shout out to Justin, because I do want to acknowledge him. He actually believed in me when I got into real estate, when I got my broker license. And that's where I had the opportunity to, act as an associate broker and really learn a lot under him. So when starting my own brokerage, came to be, it was very, very important to me that I did it the right way. You know what I mean? Making sure that everything that, the systems were in place, the marketing and things of that nature were in place, putting together something that I could be really, really, really proud of was essential to me. And being a pioneer a lot of times, because honestly, I didn't see Black women that were like me, my age, doing this, broker thing. There are a lot of people that get into the industry who are agents and they stay agents for 10, 15, 20 years. And so it was a thought to me. I'm like, why is it that people don't get their broker license? Why don't they want to have their own, companies? And I think that fear stops a lot of people from making that decision. So for me, it was important, I'm a mother. So I want to eliminate every excuse possible for my son with regard to opportunity. I have a degree, I have multiple degrees in business and things of that nature. So just learning about those skills really helped me to understand, like, look, no, you don't have to continue to just be a worker under anything. You can start a business, you can grow a business. And that was just the mindset that I had. And so it's the best decision I ever made.
Right. But, a lot of people don't have that mindset. You spoke to the fear.
Mm-hmm.
Was that something that never occurred for you as far as fear of pushing yourself out there? Like, no, I'm not going to be an agent for this long amount of time. There has to be another level. How did you get to that point, or were you always there?
No, fear, of course, fear is something that, you know, everyone faces at certain levels. Every time you grow a little bit more, you're going to experience fear. But I think you have to ask yourself a better question, which is, do you want to be fearful? Do you want to be scared? Or do you want to be broke? Like, you have to make a decision. Like, are you going to allow fear to stop you from getting to the bag? Like, that has to be your choice. So if people continue to be fearful and don't walk in their purpose and don't go after what they know is theirs, then you're going to continue to just watch other people on social media and wish you were on a panel like this, you know, and so that's just how it is.
Wow. Do you want to be scared or do you want to be broke? And Kiana, I saw you doing this right here. It was almost the sister girl. Yes, yes. You felt that in your spirit. Why did that statement from Denise resonate with you so much?
Because it's just absolutely true. It's absolutely true. You know, I have so many people that in my training courses that are in there, and we're trying to help cultivate them, and they're afraid to get out here. They're afraid to post a video on social media. They're afraid to share their knowledge. They're afraid to walk up to someone and tell them that they sell real estate. And I always tell them, how is it that you want to be this as successful as the other people that you see, but you are afraid to even put yourself out there? Like, you'll never be great being scared. Like, we can all do it scared. You can be scared, but you have to do it scared. You know, we're fearless because we continue to continue to grow our businesses to different levels scared. It is scary, you know, growing your business. It's scary scaling. It's scary making that first $1 million. And then now you want to make 2 million. Now you want to make 3 million. And as you do that, you build staff. So now you have staff that you're responsible for. So it's no longer just you. It is easier to be an agent where you're only responsible for yourself. But as you scale your business and now you have employees and now you have the responsibility of other agents and you're onboarding them to your brokerage, you have to do it scared. Grow out of that, you know, and that's one thing me and Denise have in common. We have huge goals. You know, we are girlfriends outside of this. And we are truly one of those people where we both own real estate firms, but we have different models, but we support each other in thinking big, in moving, like step loud. You know, so many times, especially women, especially Black women, we want to step lightly. We want to tiptoe in the room. No, you have to be a loud stepper. You have to show up for yourself because nobody's going to show up for you. And that is what resonated with me.
Yes. Show up for yourself. You have to be a loud stepper. Y'all need to write these nuggets down.
I'd like to chime in on that.
Yes, go ahead, Justin. Go ahead.
So one thing that I see a lot is that a lot of people, they look for a wage, right? So you have people, hey, I need some money. I'm going to drive Uber. I'm going to go do DoorDash. But one of the things that a lot of people don't see, and what these two young ladies specified, is that having the confidence in yourself. If you think about it, if you put in 40 hours a week driving Uber, but if you actually get a skill as far as working smart, not hard, and then if you can work smart and find a skill that not only you're passionate about, it doesn't have to be real estate, but something that you're truly passionate about, if you take that same effort you work for somebody else and put it towards yourself, you'll see that you'll make way more money doing what you're passionate about and actually really enjoy what you do. And then those fruits will come. But a lot of people, because they're scared, they don't want to step outside their comfort zone, they won't take that initial leap of faith. And that's what I see when people take that initial leap of faith, like what they talked about, is that you'll see it's really not that hard. You just got to just step out.
Right. And, you know, there are several people in our audience, almost close to, you know, we're over 250 at 264, who are listening to this and said, you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. But for you, Justin, because you have been very successful, you're talking about continuing to push forward with your business. What does that first step look like for somebody who, one, is ready to go, but two, doesn't really know how to do it?
Right. So I say the first thing is just get a mentor, period. I mean, and when I say a mentor, it's not like you have to go find somebody and pay them some money, but find somebody that you might look up to that will really, truly want to put you on. So for me, my mom, you know, was somebody I always looked up to. My dad was somebody I always looked up to. So when I came out of college, you know, there was a time to where I had to make it happen because me and my brother, and I'll just give you a little quick story. We invested, but when the market crashed, we didn't have any more money. So I said, okay, do I go work for corporate America or do I figure it out in real estate? And what I did is I just paid $200 $50, got my real estate license. And then I started cold calling. I started contacting for sale by owners. I started going to different networking events, and I was passing out my card, and I was saying, hey, if you're looking to buy a house, I can help. You need to sell your house, I can help. Next thing you know, I made $100 grand, and I was like 23, just networking, you know? But like literally you go get your real estate license, you know, at 250. But the thing that I noticed, even, you know, being a real estate broker, is that you can lead somebody to the water. So I would literally cold call in front of my agents, right? Because for me, I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna show you how to do it. So I'll cold call in front of my agents. I'll get a listing in front of my agents in a team meeting, and then they won't go do it for themselves because they're too scared. But if you don't have any cash, you can go get your license for 250, go put in the effort, but they just have to put in the effort. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't want to put in the effort. They like to see, you know, the glitz and glam, but I know Kiana be working hard. I know everybody up on this panel working hard. So you got to put in the work.
Yeah. Matthew, we talked a little bit earlier about the team and the people that you have around you to help build what you want to continue to build and how you continue to flourish. Can you speak to the importance of team and making sure you have the right people around you so that not only you are benefiting, but everyone around you is benefiting as well? Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Matt. Matt, unmute yourself.
Am I good?
There you go.
All right, sorry about that. So look, for me, team is everything, right? I have a team for everything in my life. Like my video production guy had us muted. I'm not pressing buttons, right? Like for me, so I wanted to do content. I built out a studio. I have a production manager full time, right? I'm 100% invested. Hell, my kids are getting virtual school right now. You know what? I'm not home all day, so I need to hire help, right? So I have a team at home to help the kids get right. And when it comes to me originating loans, I couldn't be on this right now if I didn't have a 6-person team that's on my payroll, right? Because right now my phone is not ringing because I put systems in place to free my time up. And it's about investing. And I think with most folks that come into, especially real estate, mortgage business, they want to be at the top, but they're not willing to invest into it. You have to invest into yourself. And build that team around you so that way you can continue to grow. I'd rather make a little bit of money and do a lot more volume than make a big piece of chunk and be stressed the hell out. And now I'm trading my time for money. And that's not how you want to live life. I used to do that 16 years ago when I first came into business. I wanted to keep everything to me. I wanted to be, you know, a control freak, you know, and control everything. But now for me, if it ain't about a team, I don't want no parts of it because I don't want to be the only person that's working to achieve my ultimate goal. So for me, team building is very important. And it's a very important part, especially as transactional folks, real estate brokers, mortgage brokers. If you're doing volume and if you want to scale your business, you have to put team in place. You have to put systems in place so that way you can skyrocket.
Wow. That's such good information.
I have team for everything. I'm telling you.
Yes.
I don't want to do nothing. I want to delegate, and I want to focus on what I am great at. And that's business development, you know, teaching, mentoring, coaching, and problem solving. You know, if I'm sitting here pushing paperwork, I'm not doing what I'm my superpowers. And then that's when I get frustrated. I'm get hangry, and I just don't want to work, right? And I just check out. So I advise anybody listening to this: build your team, but make sure you pay smart and you hire smart because team, it's a lot that comes with it.
Yeah.
And I want to just
go ahead, Denise, please
add to what Matt is saying with regard to team. Someone told me this, and it may be a quote out there, but they said to hire slow and fire fast. I think that
Amen. Say that again.
Say it one more time. I'm writing it down.
They didn't hear you.
For the people in the back, Denise.
You would hire slow and fire fast. Because if you start to hire people just because it's your cousin, it's your friend, you need to do your due diligence on these people. You need to make sure that they are a good fit for you, that you share the same vision, that you share the same level of integrity and ethics, because you can really get yourself caught up. A lot of times we're just focused on the money. You know what I mean? We're like, oh, this is a bright idea. You know, we can make a lot of money doing this. Let's do it. But you skip the part where you need to find out their background. You need to find out their credit score. You need to find out their you know what I'm saying, if they've ever been to jail before. You need to find out, you know, there's a lot of different things and aspects that you need to look into when you talk about building a team. And a lot of people like to build a team just to say, oh, I have such and such working for me. No, but do you have standards and procedures in place? Are they really being trained by you the right way? Like, you need to make sure that certain things are done correctly so that when you do build your team, you can have panels and you can turn your phone off because you trust the people that you hire.
Right.
That's so important.
Right. And Denise, I'm assuming you chronicled much of this in your book, From Broke to Broker, which you authored in 2020. What type of advice did you give me? Two of your favorite pieces of advice, maybe from that particular book, that you still carry with you today and that you think is important for all of the amazing people on this panel today, all the guests that are listening today and watching today.
For my book, if you're gonna do something, then do it right. I think that's the biggest thing. So in that chapter, I pretty much talk about, you know, my experience with my past brokerage. So Williams & Co. is the second brokerage that I had. So since we're on the topic of partnerships and things of that nature, you know, and it didn't last long because the reason that I can be so passionate about what I'm talking about right now is because this is exactly what I experienced. You know, I saw an opportunity was presented to me and it looked great. It looked like it was going to be an amazing idea, amazing, you know what I mean, situation, can make more money. I could, you know, really go after it. Well, it failed. And the reason being, I don't blame her for why it failed. I blame myself because I didn't take the proper procedures. I didn't go through the due diligence process. And so when you're doing that, or when you're thinking about starting a business, or you're moving forward on something, that would be the biggest advice that I have to you. Don't get wrapped up in the income. Have an exit strategy before you decide to press go.
So it's almost like you got to know the end goal.
When you're writing that business plan, you need to incorporate the exit strategy in that business plan. So what happens if the business falls apart? Who gets the money? Who gets the logo? Who gets the equipment that you purchased together? Who gets to keep the name? These are all things that you have to really think about when you're dealing with partnerships and building businesses. The second part is also just like not allowing your mistakes in life to define you. Wow. I was pregnant early. I got pregnant in college when I went to Valdosta State University. And I had other friends and girlfriends of mine who also, you know, got pregnant that I saw go home and they didn't finish school. So, you know, going through that really strengthened just, you know, we go back to like the ambition topic, really going through that really built my skin, you know, really gave me thick skin. So you have to really know that, like, even though you go through something in life, if it's meant for you, you're going to do it. You're going to accomplish it. You're going to get through it. You have to have that kind of mindset. Like, no matter what happens, no matter what's thrown at me, I'm going to push toward my goal.
Right. And you are doing just that. Just really proud of what I've been able to see and what I've been able to ingest even in these last 30 minutes. Kiana, if you had to start your career over, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently so that, you know, I always say that we are all obedient to the call on our lives. There's other people witnessing, seeing how we move. If you could change something to help someone else, another young woman, that's another Kiana coming up behind you, what would you do differently?
If I could do anything differently, I would have built a team, essentially built my support staff before building a team. So let me explain the difference. When I decided, I got into real estate and I'm like, all right, now I'm doing well. I'm closing all these deals. Let me build a team of agents. So I have a team of agents and I'm thinking, okay, now I'm gonna have these agents showing houses for me, helping me out. At the same time, they're gonna close deals and I'm gonna get a split of their income. But what ended up happening was they couldn't support my business and handle the sales goals that I have for them because I'm huge on goals. Like if you say you're gonna do something, you better do it. Like last year I went through so much. I said I was gonna sell 20 million in real estate. I sold 20 million in real estate. I didn't let anything stop me. And I don't play that with anybody that's attached to me. And so here I am with a team of agents that are chasing after their own goals. And I'm stuck now because I need an admin, I need a showing assistant. I need people to support my business. So I want people to know there is a difference between support staff and team. And let me tell you what the difference is. My support staff, I pay them money to perform a service. My team, I give them mentorship. In exchange for that, I get a split of deals that they close in exchange for my mentorship and my knowledge.
Come on.
Different things. People don't break that down, and they prematurely build a team without having their own support staff. Now,
Nice.
3 people that support me that are on salary, and now I have my team and my agents I can support, and now it works. So
Beautiful.
the difference between a team and a support staff, I would have done it. I would have definitely had my support staff first, got that ironed out, had all of my processes written down, because that's where people mess up. I wrote down all of my processes. Everything I do is on a huge drive, and I created this portal because I wanted people to know exactly what was in my mind. I would hire people and expect them to see what was in my brain, and it doesn't work like that. So before you go getting agents and say you want to have this big agent, make sure you have staff to support your business first.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. That's a great information. The difference between staff and your team. That is big. Justin, I want to come back to you. You are the founder of a hedge fund, GHI Capital. Hedge funds, when people hear them, they're like, oh, how do we do it? How do I become a part of it? It's almost scary to a lot of people. Talk a little bit about you being in this space and how you're going to continue to grow this hedge fund.
Sure. So when I was in college, I majored in economics, and a lot of people, when they go to these schools, they end up going into Wall Street. So I worked on Wall Street very briefly, and I worked for a company called Credit Suisse, and huge multi-billion-dollar investment bank. And I said, I can do what these people do, because they only want certain rates of return. And really, if anybody wants to get into that space, first thing is you got to get a good lawyer. So being Black, especially on social media, I had the US government send me a subpoena, right? And I'm like, y'all don't do the white boys like this, but I'm just gonna go off. So when I was 30 years old, the United States government and the SEC sent me a letter trying to figure out if I was running some sort of Ponzi scheme, because I guess they don't have a lot of 30-year-old Black hedge fund guys, right?
Right.
So the thing is that when I did it, I'm a complete legit company. So they said, okay, business as usual. But I realized that when I started my fund, one of the lawyers that I had didn't do my paperwork how the SEC wanted, right? So I went and then, did my paperwork right. So anybody that wants to start their own fund, really, it's very simple. Just go hire an attorney. You're probably going to pay, maybe 10 grand, 25 grand, depending on how you have your stuff set up. But outside of that, you can just start raising capital. And raising capital means I was going to friends and family and stuff like that. But in all honesty, I literally paid off 95% of all the people that were invested in my fund, because truly, I just stopped wanting to owe people money. I was like, you know what, I'm good. I'm very good at what I do. So I just want to keep all the profits to myself. And it's funny, I wanted to kind of touch base on what the panelists were talking about as things I would have changed. One of the biggest mistakes I made when I got into the business is I have a big heart. So I was always giving to people. So one of the reasons why I would like to pay off all the people that are in my fund is I was giving too much, and people got used to getting so much. And then when you give so much, you get to be taken advantage of, right? So I learned to myself that, okay, the best way to actually help people is to show them how to get to the bag, but not actually give them a bag and say, hey, here's some money. Now go get you some more money. And I was literally like giving people money that weren't working for it. And that was one of the biggest mistakes I ever made. And I know you're looking at me like perplexed, like how are you giving people money?
Right.
Well, so for example, like with the fund, I make very good returns off of investments that I find. But at the same time, when I started my fund in my early 20s, I was giving investors 30%. Someone gave me 25 grand. I was giving them 10 grand back in 3 months. I didn't know any better. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, that's not really normal. And then even when I started my brokerage firm, I was giving literally agents, like every agent I had come in, I bought so many houses. I said, hey, you want to list one of my houses? You want to list one of my houses? Hey, I got some clients here. You take this, you take that. But I didn't know that a lot of agents, they just come and go. It's like a revolving door, So I wasn't actually teaching them. Well, I was teaching them, but I was also spoon feeding them. And then I realized after, being taken advantage of for so long, I said, if I can actually teach people and just say, hey, I'm not going to give this to you, but I'm going to show you what to do to get it. Because I was showing people what to do to get it, but I was also giving them the money. And then Go ahead.
No, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
okay.
No, it's
Yeah,
virtual
no, I was
world. My
actually
daughter's
giving
coming
them-
in. No,
So I was like, hey, this is how you get listings, but I'm gonna also give you a couple of listings too, just to put some money in your pocket because I know you probably need it. You know, you just get into the business, let me help you out. And then with the fund, I was giving people so many huge returns. And I was like, I'm doing this all wrong. So that had to restructure. And when I restructured and like, you know, what everybody was saying is that like hiring the right team, like having the right people, and then just knowing like, okay, you know what, they'll all benefit if I change up these mechanisms and then do it a certain way. But yeah, I had to really get it together and figure out how not to spoon feed people so they could really truly be successful on their own.
And work, because you got to the point where you were doing way too much.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, you're right. Sis.
Yeah, I was doing but yeah, so yeah, I had to outsource. Like I said, I mean, even Matthew, like, you know, Kiana, Alden, they said like, hey, get that team. So now I have a team for a lot more things. I'm trying to replicate as many me's as possible so that you can really truly expand.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Go ahead, Matthew. It looks like you wanted to jump in on that. I do have a specific question for you, but did you want to like piggyback on what he said?
I'm all for it. You know, team. But I think what Kiana said was super important. There's a difference between support staff and having team, right? My entire team is my support staff. They're salary, right? They come to work. They know they get overtime. They get benefits. They know exactly what their details of their duties are, right? Salespeople, I have a couple, but they're kind of like wild cowboys, right? You can lead the horse to water. You can't make them drink all the time. So I think that was very important what Kiana said, just understanding the two, because once you get into a leadership role, you have to give more of yourself to coach and mentor and train your salespeople, but you also can't let your personal business slip, because your personal business is the most important. That's what got you where you are today. So you got to make sure you take care of your bread and butter, which is your personal production.
Wow, that's good. Matthew, you're really big on social media with continuing to promote your businesses. How has social media been beneficial to you and your business, and how you continue to actually help people via social media?
God bless the internet.
Come on now.
Thank you, Jesus. I love you, Lord, and all the internet gods for making the internet. Hallelujah. Right?
Man.
This tool right here is the greatest thing ever invented. You know, 1999, I'm going to show my age. You know, they thought the world was going to end because of Y2K, right? I'm so happy it didn't end because the internet, man, this thing right here is the most powerful tool on the planet, especially for anyone who has intellectual property for that matter, but mainly for folks like us who are transactional, right? You're either investing, you need to pick up properties, right? You're a real estate broker, you need to sell homes and get buyers and get listings. I'm a mortgage guy, I need buyers, I need people who want to refinance. And this gives me the tool to prospect from my couch without going outside. For me as a loan officer, right, it's great because I don't have to schlep people around and show them homes. I just have to pick up my phone, have my laptop, run some numbers and pre-approve them and send them on their way. So this gave me the ability to scale my message. And I use social media. It turned into a lead funnel, but it wasn't the intent of it. My intent was strictly education, right? Because look, the Black home ownership rate is the lowest out of everybody, right? We're 44% as per the last census track, right? The reason I believe that is because of lack of education and lack of representation, right? There's not enough people that look like us nationwide that are selling the homes, refinancing the people, getting them the mortgages, right? So what I use my platform to do is to encourage other realtors, other loan officers to put out content, but educate first, lead with education, don't sell, right? Because if the people are educated, they're going to make informed decisions and we're going to have responsible homeowners, right? Because a lot of people get into this home ownership game and they think it's, I'm going to buy the house, I'm at the closing table and everything's hunky-dory. They think it's just their mortgage payment. But there's a lot that comes with owning a home. It's you need to be mature first and foremost. You have to be responsible. You have to have discipline. So what I use my platforms is not really trying to sell and trying to get people to do business with me. It's more about just educating on real estate financing. And I'm not a jack of all trades, right? I stick to mortgage financing. I may talk about real estate investing. I may talk about being a landlord or flipping from here to there. I may talk about market updates or what's happening with inventory and things of that nature. But I try to stick to my message, which is real estate financing, because that's my subject market expertise. And I think a lot of people, especially realtors, financial service folks, they try to do too many different things and it kind of clouds their message.
Yeah.
So for me, I try to stick to my script. I mind the business that pays me, right? What pays me is mortgages and originating. So I want to educate at scale, and hopefully people learn from me and they'll give me the opportunity to earn the business. But the one thing I just want to encourage everybody, and drop this in the comments too, y'all, mind the business that pays you. Stick to your script. Don't sit out here go chasing waterfalls. Y'all heard TLC.
Yeah. Come
Mind
on.
the business that pay you.
Mind the business.
And get your butts on social media and start making some posts, man. Because y'all missing the boat. This ain't a pandemic. This is a bandemic. Let me be the first to tell you.
Oh,
Let me
did
shut
you,
up.
did you
man.
just
Y'all
drop your phone?
Y'all gonna get me preaching in here. Let me stop.
Did you just drop your phone? Did you just drop your phone?
I was trying to be cool and cordial, but y'all about to heat me up over here. Let me chill out real quick.
Kiana, it looked like you've been waiting to talk. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
You must know that me and Matt, we go way back to when we both had 100 followers.
That's a fact.
we would literally I'm running around in the car with my little attachment in my car. He going to his office with his attachment in his car. We would just join each other on each other's lives. And we was at the time, we were the only people that I saw as far as realtors and like mortgage professionals, where we were just kind of putting out real raw information where our audience just trusted us because we weren't giving them any fluff. It was just like, this is happening in real time. This is what's going on. And what I love about Matt is he gets on the social and he shares his story and he shares these situations. He goes live and you can ask him information off the cusp. He just actually hosted a course with I teach an online training group. So I have an online training course with Agent Tools for Success. Matt came in there, shut it down, and he just answered questions off the cuff. Everybody else has this huge presentation. He was like, Kiana, what you want me to do? I said, whatever you want. He was like, good. So I'm the moderator, and it was the best class because they just asked questions. They want to know how lenders get paid. They want to know breakdown of deals, different loans. And most people get on social media and think we're playing. I remember when I was on social media and I was just getting started and everybody wasn't on there yet. It was like, oh, she's just cute. This girl just want to be cute on social media. She ain't selling no houses. Now, everybody that said that, not only are they buying my online courses, they buying the class. They're doing the photo shoots. They're doing the video shoots. Some of them look just like me. I ain't mad though. Buy the class, baby. It's fine. But it just changed. So now it went from, oh, she just on here just playing because, ain't nobody buying no houses. Who ain't selling no houses? Who didn't sell 20 million in the middle of a pandemic? Who didn't have the smallest real estate firm and we sold over 35 million? Only 3 agents. Kiana Watson Realty Co. See, that's what
Go ahead. Let them know.
Straight from social media. I don't do nothing else. And I'm going to do something else. We're not cold calling. We're not door knocking. We on social media. We have a whole team, videography, photography. We go in and it works. So if anything, it's the highest return for the lowest cost. First of all, social media is free. Now, the professional photography isn't free. The professional photos aren't free, but it's still the ROI on it is just so ridiculous that you're a fool if you didn't get on social media and just share your knowledge with your audience and get you some clients. I don't care what you're selling, but
that's a fact. And look, I want to add to that, right? Because you're investing in your social media. Like all of us on this panel, we invest money into our social media. But I'm telling you guys, don't even worry about that stuff. When it was the pandemic, I was out here with the caveman beard, hair not cut, dirty hoodie on, in the house. I don't care. I got something to say. I'm going to get on live and I'm going to talk about it. And I don't care how. Like I have ketchup stains on my shirt because I'm eating and I'm a mess. It don't matter. I'm going to get on here and I'm going to talk what I got to talk because the people need our information. And we are essential workers. You got to really understand that, right? The people have deemed us essential. The financial literacy wave that's happening within the Black community right now is no joke. Like it's real. These folks that are coming up behind us, like I'm 42, I'll be 43 years old. Most of my following is in their 20s, right? We didn't have this when I came into business in 03. There was no Facebook, there was no Instagram. I mean, hell, Google was just really starting off, right? YouTube didn't even come out yet, right? So the information that's available to the folks that's coming behind us right now is incredible, but we are the ones that are out here every day, boots on the ground, working with these buyers, working with these sellers. Well, who's better to talk about real estate than us? The investors, the realtors, the people who are actually in the streets, not the commentators on CNBC. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're getting their information third party. The people need to get it from us. We're the new TV. We're the new CNBC. So
Right.
you gotta look at your TV as a phone. I mean,
Yes.
your phone as a TV. So you create your own channels. You got to be on every platform. People always ask me what platform to get on. All of them. It don't matter, right? Get on
Yeah.
all of them and talk your message and do what you got to do, because
Right.
you have intellectual property. And if you're not sharing that with your community, you're being selfish.
Yeah. Yeah. Denise and Justin, please jump in. I know that you echo a lot of these sentiments, and I want to speak to you just, about the shift in your business and what was that moment that shifted your business. But please, Denise, if you wanted to go ahead and add to what has already been spoken on the floor, please go right ahead. And Justin, and you as well. Because it looked like y'all both were like, I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna get in there.
So, yeah, for me, I just wanted to add that with social media. So yes, you can get on social media and you can build your following. You can go follower by follower by follower. Or you can work smart, like hard, not hard, and build partnerships, collaborate. The reason that Matt was able to grow so well is because he partnered, with EYL and other influencers on social media. Me and Kiana, we're working together on some things that we can't necessarily say right now, but partnering, coming together, you know what I mean? It's not always about just what can you get on social media and say, because you don't have all the answers. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. Every single day, you're going to continue to learn something that you didn't know, but you have to still be open and not just put on this facade like you know everything, you know it all. No, collaborate, build businesses, build relationships with other people, and that'll catapult your business so much further. You know what I mean? Just from the weekend that I spent with Matt and with Kiana, alone, I gained over like 2,500 followers.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that's impactful. The relationship that I have now built with Rap Snacks, the Rap Snacks Corporation, and being able to work alongside Master P and Romeo and other celebrities. Those things help to boost your brand. So don't be one track minded and say, oh, I just need to do this photo shoot and then I'm gonna get this one picture and then hopefully I get 100 likes. No, see how you can repost someone else that's killing it. See how you can work with someone else that's in your industry that's going to help you grow. And I think that comes a lot of times when people are just more selfish. They want to keep what they do to themselves, and that's going to just slow your growth. So you have to make the decision, like, am I going to be willing to share and grow, or do I want to be silent and successful on my own?
That's good. So I think the theme that we've heard you all attribute to your success is because you give. And when you give openly, you can only receive openly and more abundantly. Justin, do you agree with that? And how have you been able to kind of benefit from being able to give in this space?
Yeah. And kind of tying to the social media aspect of it is that I literally use my social media just to really show how many people I help. And I think that because of the fact that everybody's on these different sites, that they can really get inspired by seeing other people be successful. So with me, I'll take people like, for example, I'll post on my social media, like one guy, he used to work at Publix. He was getting paid $250 every 2 weeks, right? And I showed him how to start investing in real estate without using, cash. And now the dude's making six figures. I got another guy, he was playing basketball at University of Texas at Austin. He came to me at 19 years old. He only had $6 grand to his name. And this dude at 19, while he was still in college as a point guard, playing basketball full time, made, I think, 106 grand while he was still in college doing stuff I taught him, in Texas. And then that story starts to inspire other people. So then they're saying, okay, well, hey, I can do it too. So I know that for my business, like there's a lot of people that really want to build wealth. And I know for, some other panelists, they use their social media, to help people build wealth and also to, get business for themselves. And for me, it's kind of like I can really show all these different people that are scared to jump off the ledge or they're looking to get into the business, say, hey, look, yo, you can do it. It's not really that tough. And I'm out here in the field like a few times a week. I know some of you guys see, like, I'm out saying, yeah, I'm out here many times. Yeah, I'm out here getting it. But at the same time, I'm still showing, hey, you can do it too. And it's just awesome. Like, honestly, it's one of my, like, the greatest feelings ever to really see people that you helped be super successful. Like, it's an amazing feeling. And it's so cool because when you help them be successful, they also help you be successful, because for me, I'm always investing. So when I teach them, they're like, hey, Justin, I got these deals. Next thing you know, it's like full circle. And then, you know, even people on this panel, it's like we're all giving business to each other in some sort of way, because it's still circulating what I like to say is a black dollar. You know what's so interesting too, is that it really is the black dollar. Y'all know what it is, because most people we do business with, now I don't know about you, Matt, you know, I don't know about you, because you in mortgages, but most people deal with me look like me, and I'm cool with that.
100%, same over here.
I'm cool with that though. I'm
95% of what I'm working with looks like us, right?
Yeah.
And I'm intentional about that too.
I love it.
Because I wanna pour into my community and make sure, we change that home ownership rate. And we do that with education, and we do that with folks like all of us out here, just showing people the way. And like you said, when you help somebody, it's a great thing. And if you're going to give, the most important thing I want to tell people is you have to give without any expectations of anything in return. Yeah. That's the most important part. And that's why everyone over here has been extremely successful, because when we give, we're not expecting anything in return. It just comes back full circle, because that's the good karma that you put into the air. So if you want to give, don't have your hand out like, all right, what you got for me? You just got to give and keep it going, and let God deal with it and keep it going.
And, and what I was going to talk about too. So one of the things, initiatives that I started, the site will be up hopefully Monday, but I started a non-for-profit called the Top Fund Project. So I was giving a lot of money to charity over the past few years, but I said, I'm just gonna start my own charity. So with this Top Fund Project, from kids that are between the ages of 13 to 18, they can join this for free. And we're teaching them how to literally how to invest in real estate. So like my fund's gonna buy a bunch of houses cash. And then teenagers from 13 to 18, we'll teach them how to do electrical. We'll teach them how to put up lights. We'll teach them how to do plumbing. We're gonna, have them painting, all this type of stuff. So that way, versus cutting grass, guess what? Hey, Miss, do you need me help put up some ceiling fans for you? Hey, do you need me help you do this? And then we're gonna teach them the financial literacy of also how I'm going about even buying these deals, how to go about financing the deals. So not only will they learn different tricks of the trade to, renovate a house, but they'll also have the knowledge to go behind it for them to do it themselves. So now guess what? If they didn't want to go to college, they'll make so much money off of just learning the skills at the Top Fund Project that they will always be able to eat. So that's why I wrote a book a while ago. It's called Learn to Fish and Eat Forever, the Ultimate Guide to Real Estate Investing. But it's going to be so awesome to teach these kids. It don't matter where you're from, like anybody can join, but literally we're going to have them renovate each house one by one. And it's going to be awesome. And then all the, stuff like, we're not going to sell the houses. We're just going to keep the properties and, rent them out to families that need it or whatever. But that's what that project's going to be about.
That it sounds great. I have a 14 and 11-year-old. We can go ahead and get them signed up.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't learn, I'm from Atlanta, raised in Decatur, but I didn't learn about real estate growing up. You just, get you a house, baby. And, I got one rental property, but like, I need to, can 45-year-olds get in the program? Or
it's so funny. So yeah, it has to be teenagers. So if they go to topfundmanager.com, there's going to be a link on there for people to register their kids. But that's going to be, so this summer, and it's going to be going year round, because I buy houses, year round, but we're going to set them up in groups. And then, so it's going to be COVID friendly, but we're going to have like this day, it's all electrical. This day it's going to be plumbing. This day it's going to be putting up lights. This day it's going to be how you do roofing. This day is going to be tile. This day, so that way everybody learns some sort of trade.
That's beautiful.
I want in on this somehow, some way. I want.
Yeah. So, and I'm glad you brought that up. So the thing is that we're going to have partners. So if someone, let's say, is a realtor, hey, you can also be a realtor. Like, hey, I got a real estate attorneys are going to come in and talk to the kids about, hey, I'm a real estate attorney. This is how we do deals. It's going to be everything because we have a physical office. So we're going to have people in the office. They're going to be in the houses and everything. But it's just a way so that we as a Black community can really put out there, you can be more than an athlete, entertainer, all this type of stuff.
Yes.
Like I know that brand support black colleges. It's like, we got to put out there that you can really make a killing and do well without being stereotyped if you're driving a nice car, being in a certain profession. So yeah, and that's what we're going to do all day, every day.
I love it, man. This is fantastic. We are going to open the floor to questions in about 1 minute. And I'm going to ask you, people are hearing you, they see you up here looking awesome, looking handsome, looking pretty, and they're like, man, what do they do to motivate themselves? Each of you gives back to the community. Denise, do you have a personal mantra when you wake up in the morning and you about to get it done? What is it that you say to yourself so that you can go out in this world and get things done the way you've been able to do them so successfully?
What I say to myself every single day is I'm the best in the business, period. I am the best in the business. So whether that's real estate, whether that's my online course, whatever it is that I touch, I'm the best at it. And that's not being cocky. That's not being arrogant. That is simply telling yourself that I'm going to give my 100% toward whatever it is that I'm saying, putting my stamp on. You don't want to do anything halfway. And Justin, just wanted to touch on your organization. I think that's absolutely amazing. Being a mother myself, I think that it's important that we bring our children along in the process. We leave businesses, we're doing all this hard work, right? But a lot of times parents that are children that grew up with parents who are business owners, oftentimes they end up choosing an entirely different career because they weren't brought on along that journey with them. So they didn't really grow to learn that appreciation for, my mom is really building this real estate business. Like, okay, let me put some skin in the game with her versus just leaving money to them and they blow it and then they just completely don't even appreciate it. So I can definitely appreciate that. And like with my son, Destin specifically, he's my co-owner to my business. And I talk to him and I speak to him as such. And I don't make a decision without getting Destin's approval. I'm already grooming him to think like a businessman. Literally, if you follow me on social media, you may have seen that I posted a video of him putting me on a timer to talk to him because he wanted to do some other things. And those are just some of the skills. I'm like, it's funny, but I know that it was like kind of just coming back to me from all the lessons that I put into him, that time is money, do what's important and then get to that next thing. So I guess my conversation wasn't in that important category, but I think that that's important, especially for parents that may be listening in. Bring them along in the process.
Yes, I am the best in the business. Good. Kiana, what about you? What is your personal mantra?
My personal mantra is I deserve all great things. Abundance comes to me easily, and luxury is just not meant for other races. Black people, we can live luxurious lives as well. That is my mantra. I say that every day. I said that when I launched my real estate firm, and I still believe it. I think oftentimes as Black realtors, Black agents, we get so caught up in this is the first time buyer. This is the person, this is the only thing they're going to ever be able to afford. And while for some cases that is true, there are people like my clients that are like I call my clients new money millionaires, right? They are making millions of dollars selling lashes, hair. I got all the YouTube people. I got all, these are my clients, right? And they are literally like making millions of dollars. And so their first house is $1 million house.
Wow.
They also sell the restaurants. Their first house is a multi-million dollar house, right? And I think what happens is, especially in Atlanta, you see all these entertainers and all that stuff, and they come here and yes, Kiana, you can help me buy my aunt's little house. Like, yeah, get her the $250,000 house. But when it's time to buy that multi-million dollar house, they oftentimes start working with other races. And the whole reason when I launched my real estate firm, I was like, we deserve to sell luxury because it's not just about, how much money you can make selling luxury. It takes a lot of time. It takes more systems, more processes, more knowledge. It's about, we deserve it. Like, why do we limit ourselves to think that we can't live this life of abundance? Why do we limit ourselves to say that we are not supposed to? We are supposed to live a life of abundance. And on top of that, I don't come from that type of lifestyle. And I don't want to have that poor Black girl story, but it's my story because it is what it is. Second oldest of 6 kids, and I carry a lot of people. My sister is on my team. She's my client care manager. I hired her to take care of things for me. One thing about me is if you family and I can put you in a position to eat and we can eat well, I'll do that. My mom, she wasn't, I thought she was living a great life and she wasn't. I moved her down here. I take care of her fully. She stopped working November last year. So what motivates me is I'm going to live an abundant life because I deserve it.
Come on.
For everything I get. I want to live a luxurious life. I deserve it, but I bring people with me.
Yes.
I carry my whole family with me. And that motivates me every single day. When my mom can go to Papa Do's, and to her, that's a big luxurious meal. And she's like, oh, like she gets dressed up. She put the new things on. My mom is super, like Papa Do's her favorite place. I get her nails and stuff done. She on Amazon spending up all my money. But at the end of the day, I don't care. My mother is happy. And she's living a life she never thought she could live. When she came to my house, she was like, you live like this? I'm like, yeah, but I'm not disconnected from where we came from.
Right.
But it's not about where you're from, it's about where you are and the opportunities that you create moving forward.
Come on.
Black people to walk away from this saying, we deserve abundance. We deserve a luxurious lifestyle. We don't have to stay in the struggle. And I say that consistently. Always buy that first house, but put yourself in a position to live whatever your dream is, whatever that life is, because you deserve it and you can achieve it. You first manifest it and then you work your ass off like I do every single day to get it.
Ooh, girl, y'all are
And proper.
that is come on, drop mics all day.
Woo.
Matt, what's your personal mantra, my friend?
Man. I would say right now, I don't know if this is a mantra, but gratitude is what I'm going off of right now, right? Being extremely grateful for everything. Like Kiana just said, we have to normalize luxury in our community. I think people look at you a certain way if you drive a nice car, if you have a big house, if you wear certain clothes, right? They try to say, oh, you think money is everything, or whatever the case may be. But I think we have to start normalizing that. But for me, I just want to be grateful for everything, because as quick as you can get it, you can lose it. I'm someone who lost everything when the market crashed. I was basically homeless, right? And I had to get everything back. I'm 10 times better off than I was, but I'm happy as hell that I lost everything because God had to humble me because I had an ego, right? I was young and dumb and making a bunch of money when I first came in here and had no guidance, had no education, had no nothing. And I thought money grew on trees. If I make 40, 50,000, I'll go to Vegas and spend it, right? Because I knew I had another 30 to 40 coming right back to me. But now for me, I'm just grateful for everything, just little things I'm grateful for. So for me, I just try to stay grounded by just thanking God every single day, all day long, because this is not normal. When you're making this type of money and you're being very successful, you can get caught up in it. And I know a lot of people, they let that go to their egos. I'm so happy. I've been through that already in my 20s, to where now I'm just super grateful for everything that comes our way, good, bad, or ugly. If I wake up in the morning, God is the greatest. I'm alive and blessed. Life is good. So gratitude is my mantra every single day.
I love it. I stand in it. I stand in the moment.
Your sister from another mister. Love that mantra. We talk, Matt, when we get on the phone, we talk for hours.
Really?
Hours.
I love the friendship. I love the friendship. Yeah.
So Matt, that's exactly.
You already know. Gratitude. We're alive and blessed. Like if you call me, how are you, Matt? I'm alive and blessed. That's the first thing I say to everybody, no matter who I'm speaking to, because I believe every day above ground is a great day, especially going through COVID-19. You can go outside breathing some shit and die. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the God's honest truth, right? And it sucks, but this is what we dealt with. Life is throwing us lemons, so we got to make lemonade. So for me, it's just continue to remain grounded and be thankful and just walk in your purpose and just keep going.
Absolutely.
And get to this money too.
How about it?
We gotta get to this money. Let's not get it twisted. But be grateful.
Absolutely. Justin, round us out and then we'll take questions from the floor. Your personal mantra, how do you keep going?
Yeah, it's just, for me, it's simple. Just to help as many people as possible. That's it. Because I know if I can help as many people as I can, but not only, helping people, but do it to where you, like, they said, do something where you don't expect anything back. And if you truly give to a person and you do it without expecting anything in return, I'm religious, God will bless you X amount of time fold. And I can attest to that. So for me, all I do is do as many things as possible to put as many people on as possible. And I know that if I do that, I'll be blessed X times fold.
Wow. That has been like literally the central theme here. You all are, first of all, I love the friendship among you, because so many times we see or we hear of, oh, they don't get along. They trying to, it ain't, they just want this one. Like, it's room for everybody. And to see the friendship among you, it has been very inspirational. And I'm hoping that you all are leading by, I know that you are leading by examples, because there are other subsets who are among us, 261 people who are building their friendship, their tribe. And I think that that's a beautiful example that each of you have set here today, individually and collectively. So we do have a plethora of questions. Come on, plethora. Come on, vocabulary.
So I have relationships with everybody on this panel. Me and Matt, like, we like the best, like, we're like best friends in real life, like, for real.
Right.
And then I have Denise. This is my business bestie. Like, we are going to make sure we do some wonderful things. And Justin, people don't know me. I'm in Justin's class. Me and my husband are in Justin's flipping class. He didn't even tell y'all about that. He talking about all this stuff for the kids. Rashawn, you can join us. He got something for the adults.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I know he don't let everybody have direct access, but when I call him, he pick up. And when my husband calls him, he picks up, and we were trying to talk about different moves we want to make. He's always there. So one thing I can say is, like, it's instrumental to have real relationships in this business, and don't burn your bridges, and always treat people well and treat them nice. You never know when you're going to need them on the other side.
Don't be afraid to learn from each other.
Yeah.
I think that's important. I didn't even know you was in this class. That's amazing, right? I think that's dope. Collaboration is greater than competition. So at the end of the day, build your network. Your network is your network. So I think that's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like, I think one of the things that I talk about that I'm most proud of, and I don't really talk about it all the time, but I do have a program where I teach people how to truly build wealth. And I'm literally showing people, whether you have money, you don't have money, how you can truly build wealth by real estate investing. And that's a mentorship program I have. But like I said, in that program, literally, we have a lot of people in there, but, like, let's say someone doesn't have cash. We got $1.8 million in cash amongst people in the program, to where if you want to go buy a house, reach out to that 1.8, you can pull from it and go buy you a crib. You just got to partner with other people. It's insane. But the thing is that it's a community of a bunch of us that are working together to be successful.
This is so dope. I'm so inspired, man. I'm about to change my life.
Really, change your lives, making it happen. And if I was to die tomorrow, I know that my legacy lives on through so many people that I taught how to make serious cash in real estate. So I mean, I'm happy. Like, I'm like fulfilled already. I'm 36, but I can go tomorrow and I'm cool. Like, I'm straight.
Wow, that is incredible. Oh my goodness. I know we have some questions from the floor, and we're going to have our amazing support team who has been fielding those questions. The chat has been going crazy. Yes.
Yeah. So Rashawn, we're going to open up the chat for questions.
Okay.
So first, while we're fielding questions with everyone, I want everyone to give a virtual round of applause for our panel. And secondly, panel, where can we find you? When you're not here doing panels, where can we find you? Because everyone's asking us, they're blowing us up about your details. So Justin, you start off.
Okay, so I'll put in the chat my Instagram. That's the best way. It's top fund manager, or you can go to topfundmanager.com. So I put in the group, but it's Top Fund Manager. That's my Instagram. And it has access to all my websites and everything on there with the link tree.
All right, NAREB family. That means some of y'all gonna have to join Instagram to get this info.
All right.
Matt, you're up next. How can everybody find you?
MG the Mortgage Guy on Instagram and YouTube. LinkedIn or Facebook is my name, Matthew Garland, Matthew with 2 T's. But Instagram and YouTube, if you really want to learn about real estate financing, those are probably the 2 best places you can go for tons of comment. And don't DM, please don't DM. In my Instagram, I'm not going to answer it. I'm not even going to hold you up. In the Instagram bio, there's a phone number there. It's a 516-217. I don't even know the number. I got to get it. But Tooks will put it in the comments. But it's a 516 number, 217-2291. If you have any real estate financing questions, you can just text that. Me and my team is connected to that number, and we'll respond to it. But MG, the mortgage guy, is the way to find me.
Denise, how is everybody going to find you?
Yes, you can find me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn at Denise the Broker. And I put it in the chat as well. You can call my office at 404-372-3440, or you can go to my website, denisethebroker.com, for more information, courses, classes, merch, books, all of that good stuff. Thank you again for having us. I appreciate it.
Kiana, how can everybody find you?
I've already put my information in the chat. So for Kiana Watts, you can go to kianawatson.com, and I'm Kiana Watson on all social media platforms. That's LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Also, for any agent training courses, that is agenttoolsforsuccess.net. I put the website there. It's also the same Agent Tools for Success on Facebook and Agent Tools for Success on Instagram. So you guys can find me there. Any agent training, any marketing and branding training is there. If you want to learn more about my real estate firm, you can go to watsonrealtyco.com, and you can learn more about my real estate firm. I am bringing on new agents near the end of the last quarter. If you're looking to buy a seller home, reach out to one of my agents on that platform as well.
Awesome. That sounds fantastic.
So we have some, so we want you guys to put your questions in the chat.
Yes.
So get those questions in, because listen, we got to adjourn this really soon so y'all can go and hang out with Faith Evans for an hour. So. We all know that y'all like to party, NAREB. We ain't forgotten about that because of COVID.
I know that's right. Look, I do have one. Denise, what are some, and this is from Donna J. Rogers, what are some recruiting strategies? How do we find out about your broker trainings? I think you just gave that information, but can you talk about recruiting strategies?
Yeah, sure. So for me, culture is number one with regards to recruiting. And I think nowadays, your social media profile is like your best website. So when you're going and you're looking for people that you want to recruit, I don't know if she's a broker and she's looking to recruit new agents or not, but when you're looking to bring on new agents on your team, I highly recommend, like right now, a lot of my leads are just inbound. I haven't really been putting a lot of energy into doing outbound lead generation. So that's why social media, again, is just next level, Matt. I can't even, so yeah, I encourage you to just make sure that you're presenting yourself very well on social media. Make sure that when you are interviewing agents, you're asking the right questions. You want to make sure it's going to be a good fit for both of you and the broker. So let us know what you actually need, what your real goals are. Like, don't come with these preconceived notions about anything, because we can train you and help you with sales, but like personality, I feel like for me is just something you can't train someone on. So I'm really, really big on protecting my culture above anything else.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Cameron Spiller, to everyone, recommended marketing managers. I'm not sure if that was for our panel.
So is there anybody that you all use for your marketing?
Yeah, marketing managers.
Oh, marketing man. No, not for me particularly. I'm going to say it comes off the cusp. I mean, Shaniqua has seen me on social. I'm a marketing major. Marketing comes easily to me. I come up with my marketing and branding ideas all on my own. But I can say what you want to do is, if you look for someone that can manage your social media, maybe go to this place called Fiverr, FIVER.com. Go to Fiverr, see if you can get someone to put you together a flyer. There's also consultants on that website, and they're from all over the world. Like, I'm talking other countries that you can reach out to that could possibly post for you on social media. They could also do some copyright and information for you, so copyright some of your captions. If social media doesn't come easily to you, then you need to hire someone to make that happen. I also most recently had a course that we taught, and I'm dropping his name because he did a phenomenal job. Like, when I say we had over 300 agents in that class, and I want to tell you guys about it. If you were looking for a marketing manager, let me pull it up. His name is Jesse Mills, and the name of his company is thechoiceconsulting.com. When I say he is super amazing, he has leveraged his relationships with big companies, but he will break down to you how to build a brand. He can manage your social media profile. He will post for you. He will create captions. He'll help you come up with your brand image. So if that's what you're looking for, that's what he does. And we did do a course together, and the course is still for sale. And it's on my website, agentswho'sforsuccess.net, but thechoiceconsulting.com. I can stand behind Jesse because he's one person in real life, and he's a Black man that I can stand behind that. I mean, he's impeccable. If I didn't know how to do my own marketing, and if it wasn't so easy for me, I would hire him.
Right. Wow, that's great. Again, another theme, outsourcing things that will help you become better at what you do. Always staying in your lane that Matt talked about earlier, like make sure you are staying in your lane and not doing too much and whatever it is that you need to help support you and get to that. Let's see here. From Valerie Darden, we have time for a few more, maybe just one. What systems or broker suites do you all use to remain organized?
A lot. I might let someone else take this part over, but I mean, I have a lot. You want to share some of yours, Denise or Justin? Yeah, I have quite a few systems. I would say you have to have, one thing about running a real estate firm, there's never an all-in-one, because I looked for it. There's never one platform. You have to have one CRM to keep up with what your agents are doing, keep up with leads and all that stuff. And you're definitely going to have a compliance type of software. And having that software is going to help you review files quickly and make sure that everything is in compliance, having your right checklist there and all that stuff. And then you have a third, and typically they're connected, but they're integrated. But it's not all in one, where you are going to pay out commissions and keep up with your accounting. And hire an accountant. Do not hire a CPA. By the time you are processing commissions, I have my agents right now texting me, I got to cut checks. Soon as I finish this, people want to get paid. You have to keep up with that. So I guess we're all kind of like, we don't want to share all of our systems, which I completely understand, but I will tell you enough to say that it's going to be 3 if you're running a brokerage. You're never going to find an all-in-one, because I looked for it. I am the queen of the research.
Yes.
I'm sorry,
go ahead, Denise, go ahead.
I missed the question. I was trying to
it was about what systems you use to stay organized.
Organized, yes.
Oh, okay, got it. Because I was sending my chats in a direct message versus to everyone. I just realized that. Systems. So one of the systems that I really, really use, CPA, having a CPA to manage your books is so important. But I also, on the compliance side, I use a system called Paperless Pipeline, which I found is like the best system for me. They have other ones like Broker Sumo and things like that, but I personally like Paperless Pipeline. So even if you're like looking to do investment transactions on your own, it's a platform that will allow you to upload all your contracts and keep them and store them. Because for us, we have to keep all of our contracts for years. So you want to make sure that you have somewhere that you can kind of plug and play. It tracks commissions. It tracks, it's also somewhere that I can use to drop training classes. So obviously with COVID, a lot of things that we have to do is via Zoom. So if I have something that I want to record, or if a class is recorded, I will literally just drop the link into that Paperless Pipeline system. So if you work full time and you weren't able to attend training later on that night when you're eating dinner or winding down, you can just go in there, click the link and watch the class. So that's helped me quite a bit. I also hired a compliance coordinator who will review contracts prior to them sending them to their clients, especially if they're a new agent. That's been working out really, really well. Or even on the back end, prior to me approving their disbursement authorization, they'll review it and then I'll review it again and then I'll approve the file. So systems are extremely important, because you don't want Greg knocking on your door and you're not ready to see them. So make sure your paperwork's in order.
Yeah, that's what me and Denise were talking about over the weekend. Like I was showing her, like I created an entire portal for my agent. So yes. I hired someone, so everything they could ever possibly think of, it's a high-tech digital portal, but I'm all about tech. So they can log in and get everything, every class, videos on how to do everything I do. All of my intellectual property is in there. And I personally read all of my contracts. If you guys are looking for a really good, I feel like it's great. I love SkySlope, because SkySlope has my checklist in it. I can literally review 15 contracts in about an hour. And that's with giving them notes, pressing a button, they automatically get the email about what's missing, what they have to why you not getting paid for your commission. We don't have to send a bunch of text messages and phone calls. Everything is there, the note is there, and I'll get an alert when they actually upload the document that I need to pay out the commission.
Wow.
So Skyscope is really good and it integrates with a lot of CRMs, it integrates with our CRM, and then that CRM integrates to our payout system. So I would definitely say to run a real estate firm, first, write down all of your intellectual property, even if you think it's dumb.
Yeah.
Write it down, create a space where they can keep up with it. So if you don't want to go next level and have a portal like I created, because I did, I spent quite a lot on that in preparation for more agents, you can at least get everything on the Drive account. At least start with having it on a Drive account or in the cloud. I see so many people just get started and they have stuff on Microsoft Word just thrown everywhere, not organized in folders, not searchable, and it just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And I was going to just chime in. So all the systems they talk about are awesome. One thing I like to just tell people, if you are going to start a brokerage firm, make sure you're making money. Make sure that you actually going out there to get money, because one of the biggest mistakes you can make is to pay a bunch of stuff for stuff that you can't really use yet. So make sure you go make some money first, then worry about spending a whole scale. Do it as you're scaling.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get too focused. Like one thing, agents be like, oh, I need this system, this system. Look, get to the basics first and then branch as you go. That's all. That's all I wanted to say.
I couldn't clap hard enough for that.
So the systems too, they come into play. You have to think about your end goal. Remember, we talked about the exit strategy prior to. You want to think about how do you plan to replace yourself from your business? If you don't have systems and SOPs in place, no one could come in and duplicate your tasks. So if you get sick, if you need to take a vacation, if you need to do something, you need to have a place where people can easily go and duplicate what needs to be done. That's the only way that you become, get out of the CEO seat and go into a real owner position. Because CEOs, if you look at the definition, you're still an employee for the company. Yep. So at the end of the day, if you want to have true ownership, then you have to create systems in place that will replace you. You have to automate your systems. So that's one of the things that I'm really working on this year, because although I love my agents and I love my team, I'm ready to retire. I'm ready to retire myself from being a qualifying broker. I want to move myself out of that seat and hire someone else to do that, because I have other goals and things that I would like to do. So think about your end goal and then prepare and plan for that accordingly. But definitely get money first, like Justin said.
We say that all the time. We've been saying that all weekend. And that's the one part. I don't know. I just want to say that one piece. Make sure you are ready for a qualifying broker. The reason I only have 5 agents is by choice, not by force. It's a choice because I know I'm still in production. By the time I'm ready to take on all these agents that reach out to me, I am not going to be the one reading the contract. I am not going to be the one cutting the check. I'm going to have salaried people in those positions because it just doesn't make any sense. So
wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much for your knowledge. We appreciate it.
I'm trying to be in Miami.
I love it. I love it. Shaniqua, I know we're staying on time. It's 5:18 and we're wrapping up here.
We're wrapping up.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we've got some great takeaways from this panel. From the chat, it looks like you all did your thing. Okay. So we're happy. Some things that we've heard today: hire slow, fire fast, normalize luxury, stand in the state of gratitude, partnership. Make sure you leverage your social media. Use all your social media. Make sure you know the difference between your support staff and your team. What else did I hear? What else did I hear today, ladies and gentlemen?
Be scared or be broke.
Be scared or be broke. That's what we did here. That was one of our first quotes. So I know that each of you who attended this amazing discussion walked away with something, and you are better for it. So again, to Justin, Matt, Denise, Kiana, thank you kindly for sharing all of your knowledge with us today. You have their information. Please make sure you follow up and also extend them some grace You know how very popular each and every one of these people are. So extend them some grace. And if the support staff or the team gets back to you, be okay with that. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Okay?
Hallelujah.
Absolutely. So right now we want to bring on my good friend who is responsible for me being here, Bilal Sharif, to give us some words, and we will close out shortly thereafter.
Yes. All I can say is wow. I mean, what do y'all think? I mean, can we get some hand claps? Can we get some thumbs up for Rashawn moderating this phenomenal panel? You know, for all the presenters, Matt, Kiana, Denise, Justin. I mean, all the jewels that were provided. Like, I had to just sit tight. I wanted to jump in at so many times, so many nuggets, so many valuable lessons being shared. You know, get a mentor. Don't give them a fish. You know, Warren Buffett said, be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. You know, I think about my introduction to real estate. It was on the investing end, and I was fortunate enough to have a mentor, you know, literally known I wanted to do real estate since I was in 7th grade. You know, my band director that encouraged me and was in my ear while I was at Bethune-Cookman. Shout out to those Wildcats. I know you're a Rattler for sure, but anyway, all HBCU love here. But, you know, so just being in my ear, you know, talking about deals and coming out of college and me too clearing 6 figures my first year at 23 years old, and, you know, joining this organization that's all about Black empowerment, the Empire Board of Realtors that's a part of NAREB, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, and seeing individuals that look like me that are doing business at a very high level. You know, that's what really drew me to the organization. The Young Realtors Division. I didn't need a blueprint. You know, once I heard about that at my first meeting in 2009, I started going into the high schools immediately with another colleague, Will, that just passed a couple of weeks ago. Moment of silence for Will Johnson. But literally talking about needs versus wants, the credit smart, money smart programs, going over budgets with kids in high school, talking about, you know, what the Social Security number is good for and how that impacts credit and availability to get finance for homes or businesses. You know, these were things that weren't being taught, things that were very needed within the schools and classrooms. And, you know, after we went down to needs versus want, they realized they needed that used Camry and not that new Land Rover, and going over everything on the budgets, rent, mortgage, insurance, groceries, and they hadn't been out to do any extracurricular, bought any video games. The bell would ring and no one wanted to go anywhere. So that's what really drew me to the organization. And that's what the Young Realtors Division is all about. So I would like to really thank the team, the Millennial Committee that was formed, NAREB, you know, all the YD team to help me to create this wonderful event. As everyone that y'all can see is about collaboration more than it is competition. And this is the spirit that we're trying to hone in on. And so that's, you know, what we're looking to do. It's not an age limit on the Young Realtors Division, even though we try to promote people that are 40 and under into leadership development and help them navigate through careers. You can see on the screen right now, we have the Millennial Millionaire Movement coming soon. And our first actual members only meetings, actually, it's not going to be members only. We're going to open it up to past, present, and future Young Realtors Division members. That's going to be actually next Thursday at 8:30 p.m. because we have to accommodate people on the West Coast as well. We want to make sure they have time to get out of there, you know, handle their businesses, and then you'll come over here as we talk about some of the things, phenomenal things we're going to be doing. We have the Government Contracting Council that we promote up under the Young Realtors Division, where we have one of our members that transitioned her real estate business to government contracting. And in 3 years, Stacey Mullison leveraged more than $66 million in federal contracts. She was on a conference a little bit earlier. We have T. Dallas Smith and company working on the commercial council that we're doing here locally that we plan to bring all across the country, helping African Americans break into commercial real estate. You know, we're talking about the largest Black commercial broker in the whole country, and he's a realtist, you know, that did the largest transaction to date in commercial real estate as a realtist, a fellow realtist. So we look forward to really having the rest of the panel joining our organization. All of you that are listening, thank you for attending. We look forward to y'all joining the organization, Young Realtors, the affiliate. And without further ado, Well, I did put it in a text thread. You may see it again. You could just text YRD to 678-716-7575 or join to pay just your $50 one-time due to be a member of YRD to hear about some of the phenomenal things that we're putting together. As I do have a follow-up meeting with Rashawn next week, Justin, Denise, Kiana, you're welcome. I haven't actually met you. 4 out of 5 people today are from Atlanta, as Atlanta influences everything, for sure. Peace up, 8 time down.
Oh, man.
For sure. So we look, Matt, don't feel left out. We're gonna take this show on the road once we can actually, you know, go in person.
Look, Matt making that money in the A. Matt making that money in the A. Don't play.
That's right. He landed in 50 states.
He needs to come on here.
Yeah, but you know what? let me shut up, right? let me not get into my New York City bag.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't do that New York stuff now.
I'm outnumbered right now, so let me chill.
No, you're not, man. I'm on your side too, because they try to make sure our coast ain't running stuff. Don't let us pull out the numbers on our coast.
Oh no, let's not even get into this.
But it's all good. But now, seriously though, we're gonna be curating some other phenomenal events. This was done literally in the last week, really. So we appreciate y'all attending, all the panelists. Like I said, once again, thanks to Shaniqua, Shantae, everyone, Rob Pasker, the chair of the Millennial Committee, everyone on the Millennial Committee, everyone on the Young Realtors Division team. And without further ado, Shaniqua, you want to bring on one of my favorite presidents, or president-elects.
But really quickly, before we do that, before we give the pass the mic to Madam President-elect, let's be very clear that in order for you to be a member of YRD, you have to be a member of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. Absolutely. We have chapters all over the country, and it's imperative. If you don't have a NAREB home, we are 74 years young, and we still got work to do. If you are not a member, today is the day for you to make that transition into membership so we can all work towards the same goal of Black home ownership, get more people into homes, killing that wage gap, killing that wealth gap. Let's do this together and not alone.
Absolutely. Shout out to the Empire Board of Realtors. I'm a two-headed president, so I'm also the president of our local Realtors Board here in Atlanta. It's founded in 1939. Without Realtors, we wouldn't even be able to be Realtors. So as you mentioned, that is correct. You have to join your local board, and then one of our amazing affiliates and your Young Realtors is the one that I'm also the president of. So with that being said, back to you, Shaniqua. It's about collaboration over competition. I look forward to partnering, bringing the Top Fund project, as that's something we're doing and reaching to the youth. Looking at other collaboration with that as well, Justin. Just want to put.
Oh yeah, looking forward to that. Hey, like I said, we're gonna launch that. Literally, I was supposed to have that site up on March 1st. So by Monday, hopefully, if you go to topfundmanager.com, I should have that up. So yeah, like I'm just looking forward to getting all these kids up in here so we can go ahead and start teaching them how to make some money.
Absolutely, I'm with you. So I'll be at you next week.
Let's do
Madam President-elect, the floor is yours.
I am loving this, loving this, loving this. First of all, you gotta be a member. You would have never got this, no other than the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, first of all. Second of all, Rashawn, you killed it. Man, it was just an awesome, I mean, just the window. I couldn't even walk away for all the information. Justin, how you took what you learned and you brought it down and you helping other young kids make a difference. You know, Denise and Kiana, you ladies are rocking it. Man, I got one thing out of this, automate your system. So, and Matthew, man, what you have, the diversity of what you're doing. Guys, members of the Realtors, this is how, when you talk about the change in faces in real estate, they have changed the face in real estate. So I want to first, definitely, our moderator, Rashawn Ali, I want to thank you for just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful webinar. This was just awesome, educational. The Millennial Committee, man, you guys just really killed it today. You really showed that no matter, you know, what you're talking about my age, but you're talking about these young folks that's doing it. I'm loving it. And then our panelists, you know, you ladies and gentlemen, you really show that, you know, when you're young, you have the energetic mind, Use it to something positive. Use it, number one, you are the face of the generation. You are the ones that we talk about. Black home ownership matters. This is how you spread the wealth, and this is how you limit that wealth gap. So before I go, I just want to say I truly enjoyed it. It was really enlightening. And Danny Felton, my third vice president, just like for him just to say a word or two. He's the overseer of this committee and want to get us closed out, because I think we have, we have someone, I'm not going to say who we're having today, but I'm going to turn it over to Danny. But again, congratulations, well wishes on your career, and thank you very much. And Mr. Bilal Sharif, President YRD, yes, you have to join the affiliate. And Shaniqua, I got to say this, when you talk about putting your membership in and being a part of this organization, affiliates is who we are, is what we do. This is how the membership grows. So be a part of something, be a part of this revolution, and be a part of changing the faces in real estate. Danny Felton.
Man, Madam President-elect, this has been an awesome panel. Great job, guys. Thank you very much for all the information and the nuggets you shared. I just say to the Millennial Committee, keep up the good work. That's what NAREB is all about. Let's keep stepping loud. I got that, Kiana. Let's keep stepping loud, y'all. Okay, and we're going to embrace this fear thing, right? We're going to embrace it. We ain't going to say false things appearing real. We're going to say face everything and rise, okay? That's how we're going to deal with fear. We're going to face everything and rise. Guys, I am so excited. I'm so excited about the 5 Building Black Wealth initiatives and this generational wealth thing, guys. I mean, let's keep it together, collaborate, and all the things that we've talked about. That's really what it's about, sharing ideas. We got to be a river and not a pond. We got to flow. Okay, so as we keep flowing into each other, we're going to keep building our network, building our followers on Instagram, get connected with social media. Matthew, I hear you, man. I got all these nuggets. I'm not going to repeat them, but you guys continue to do the great work that you're doing. Continue to realize that you are realtors, and I am proud to be a realtor, and thank you all for this great session, okay? We got something special tonight, Madam President-elect.
We'll turn it back over to the moderator, not to the moderator. I think it's, is it Bilal? We'll turn it right back over to you and your team, or your committee.
Well, let's close them out, Bilal. So let's let everybody know that they gotta drink water and mind the business that they pays them, and let's go and pay. Let's go and have a night with Faith Evans, y'all.
Mind the business that pays you.
Enough said. We appreciate all of y'all.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Have a
Great
good
job,
one.
guys.
Bye, everybody.